What is good, everybody? It's your brother from another mother, Chris Crazyhouse, drawing my butt off on a Thursday night, keeping my art skills tight so I can get my mind right. Yes, welcome, one and all, to another night of me doing some artwork and you chilling here with me either in the live chat or just hanging out and watching me draw. Tonight is going to be a traditional drawing in my sketchbook. I'm going to be doing an original character, kind of like a space princess type character called Miss Sassyiopia, kind of a take on the name Cassiopeia, and I'll be doing this all traditionally in my sketchbook. So this original character is kind of like a take on, if you know all those princess super type characters from Japan, kind of like Sailor Moon. This is kind of like my version of that. While she's not the main character, she's only like one of the characters in the little pantheon of these space star superhero type girls. I don't know exactly what you call this genre of anime, but we've all seen it before. I guess you call them magic girls. So this is kind of like my version of that. So we're going to be doing this tonight in the sketchbook. I will draw her out in pencil, then I'll go over her with a little bit of inks, and then I will color her in with some markers. Arteza markers, the art markers that I use, that company needs to holler at me since I'm giving you guys all this free advertisement on my channel. If you want to do any type of endorsement or you want to advertise on my channel, like I said, go ahead and holler at me because I use your art products a lot. And I just restocked with buying a whole bunch more of the Arteza Everblend markers. And the same thing goes for these Micron pens that I've been using, and Sharpie as well. If you guys want to do some sort of endorsement or advertisement or commercial on my channel, you know, all you got to do is holler at me because, like I said, I use your products a lot. But, you know, like I said, I'll be drawing this girl here. As you can see in my small sketchbook, I have just some notes and ideas of how I kind of came up with this character. I wanted to show you guys this. I just kind of drew the character out in crayon. For some people, that might seem silly for an artist like me to draw stuff out in crayon, but this helps me to kind of get ideas as far as how the character is going to be looking and how it's going to be shaped, and also how the character is going to be colored in. So rather than just drawing it out in pencil or doing a little scrappy sketch in the sketchbook, I do some drawings in crayon as well. So it's just a quick way of kind of getting down what kind of colors I want to do if I can't fully visualize in my head. So you can see this version here, and then you go on to the next page. I did some more color studies, and I came up with the name Sassyiopia, and I also kind of drew the pose that I want to go for with this character. So I kind of, you know, took some time and kind of came up with a pose that I wanted. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight, folks. I hope you will join me. Once again, if you like this type of video, go ahead and hit that like button right now. And make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button and follow me here on this channel for my art videos. Speaking of art videos, I have a new series that starts this Friday called Fan Art Fridays, where I draw characters from pop culture. And I'm going to be starting out with drawing my version of the Incredible Hulk. So if you want to watch that, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to this channel so that way you guys can watch it when it is featured tomorrow on YouTube, and it'll be on Friday morning so you guys can check it out that way around lunchtime. And you can join me here for a live chat then as well. So, you know, I want to advertise that here. I'll provide the links for everything in my description box as well as my comments section. And I'll play the intro music for tonight, and we'll jump right into drawing Miss Sassyiopia, the magical space girl. Let's go. All right, here we are at the midway point of me doing this traditional drawing of Sassyiopia, my magical star girl. And it was very important for me to have this design be a certain way. And what I mean by that is I wanted her to have the big afro puffs, but I also wanted her to have some twist braids kind of coming down on the sides. That was just an idea I had in my head, and I wanted to bring that into fruition with this character. And I think I did a pretty decent job at the very least. You can see here the raw sketch of the character. While it was also important for me to get the right hairstyle, I also wanted the right pose. So it took me some time to think about it and think it over, but once I finally came up with this pose, I really liked it. And she's kind of like fluffing up one of her afro puffs there and kind of striking a pose for you guys. And I think it turned out very well so far. In the first part of the video, you saw me draw this from scratch. I added some inks on top of it, and then I filled in on her skin tone as well as her hair color. Next, I'll be coloring in her outfit and some of her accessories as well. So we'll be moving forward with that in the next segment. I hope you stick with me. Before I go forward, just let me say that if you want to buy any of my products, you can go to my online store. The link will be in the description box as well as the comments section. And one of the best comics I have on there right now is my classic comic book series, Knuckleheads. You can get all 3 issues on my online store. And it is a comic book that I would say is great for all ages. So a lot of kids like it, but a lot of adults who still have that kid inside them also really enjoy this comic book. It's about a young girl named Angie, and she always dreamed of going on adventures with her uncle, who is kind of like an adventurer, kind of like Indiana Jones. But when he sends her a little gift in the mail from one of his adventures, this causes her to be hunted by these monsters from a world called Nightmare. And the only thing that can save her from these monsters is a crew of rebel pilots called the Knuckleheads. So I think you guys will really enjoy it. There are 3 issues available now that you can buy right there on my online store and get them for you and your loved ones. I'm going to play a quick ad for Knuckleheads, and then we'll get right back into drawing more of Miss Sassyiopia. Let's go.
The lush valley of dream, protected by the beautiful Queen Beryl and the fantastic heroes of the grasslands. The haunting mountain of Nightmare, ruled by the gluttonous Emperor Thule and his war-breed monsters. These 2 realms help to maintain balance in our world and in our minds. That is why we visit them when we sleep.
All right, my friends, here is the final version of my magical space girl, Miss Sassyiopia. And you can see here that I did add a few little things off camera. I tightened up on the inks and her outlines a little bit. I also added a black background. I just used a very large Sharpie marker and created a black background. And then I used my metallic Sharpie markers to create some stars and some sparkles kind of going around her, just to kind of give it more of that spacey type feel and that magical feel. I think this turned out very well. I like the way her colors look. I was struggling a bit when I first came up with this concept as to what colors to use. At first, I wanted her afro puffs to be two different colors, and I was thinking like maybe like a hot pink and kind of like a neon blue or something on the other side. But eventually, when I narrowed down what I wanted her clothes to be, which is to go into the orange and purple spectrum, that's when I decided just to go ahead with the pink afro puffs, kind of like the pink and fuchsia afro puffs. So maybe I'll save the hot pink and the neon blue for a different hair concept for another character. But I think I really like the way this looks. It turned out very well, and I had a good time doing it for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, and I enjoyed hanging out with you and talking with you in the live chat. And I hope you got to learn something if you're a budding artist yourself. Hope you get to learn a little bit from observing me do this type of artwork. I think for artists who are extremely visual, just reading it in a textbook is not always the best way to learn. I think it's better to go ahead and learn it visually by watching someone else do the same thing. That's how I learned a lot on my own, just from observing how other artists put it down on paper. So if you like this artwork and you enjoyed this video, make sure you go ahead and like it. Make sure you have subscribed to this channel if you're not already subscribed. And make sure you go ahead and share this video with anyone you feel would enjoy this type of artwork and seeing me put the work in creating my own characters and just having fun while doing so. I appreciate having you all here. If you want to support this channel, you can always become a Patreon of Chris Crazyhouse. Lots of great original artwork. There are 2 tiers on there. One tier is for people who just want to download my original coloring pages or background art or art for your cell phone. You can get that there on the $5 tier. But if you want to get the $10 tier, there's more stuff there. There is a lot of art, animation, and assets that you can use to create your own games or 2D animation that you can download there. And there's going to be an animation lesson coming up very soon for you guys to download that. So hope you guys enjoy the Patreon, those who are there already. You can also see previews, a lot of the stuff that I'll be showcasing here on YouTube on the Patreon. Once again, guys, I appreciate you, and I hope to see you here next week on Thursday night where I'll be drawing my butt off. Anyway, Chris Crazyhouse signing out. Peace.